Hey, today's shave is going to be with this, a CravingShaving brush handle. It's the same brush I used yesterday, and so it's the Manchurian knot from Elite Razors. It's a 26 millimeter, so it's kind of big. It's also big because I have lofted it about as high as it can go. I originally just had it as deep as the original hole that the maker had put, but I found the bristles to be a little bit too stiff for me, shoved me around a little bit, and so I put in something that raised it up about 3 millimeters, just a plastic washer. And yesterday's shave went really well because of that. So the soap we're going to use it on is Trismegistus, I assume is the way you pronounce Declaration Grooming or L&L Grooming. Great scent that they have, and it means 3 times great is kind of what in whatever language it is. It is a scent that has top notes of grapefruit and orange, and it has heart or middle notes of flint, pink peppercorn, geranium, and then the base notes are benzoin, vetiver, and cedar. And some of those, the citrus, a little bit of pepper is always nice, and the vetiver and cedar often are really enjoyable for me. And so I'm looking forward to this scent. I think I tried it once a couple years ago. I'm assuming it was in a sample, and so had it on my list to get. Great performance is definitely going to be on the ticket here. It's a little bit mottled, and it's a brownish color with some lighter. And this was I just recently acquired this used tub, and he said he split this up with somebody else, I think, or something like that. So that's why it's a little weird. And here's the top, and it didn't have a label on it. All right, my fatty is going to be my razor for today, like I have the last several shaves, my vintage Gillette Fat Boy. If you are curious about these types of razors, they're just a lot of information available online. One of the cool things is that you can look underneath, and right here, I don't know if the light's going to reflect, but right here on this side, and then over here, right here on this side, you can see a letter and a number. Now this one is F and then 2. F's on one side, 2 is on the other. That F tells you what year the razor was made. So many Gillettes will have a date code on the bottom of it. You can look it up online and see what it is. So this is an F2. The number indicates the quarter of the year, so the second quarter of the F year. I don't remember exactly what it is. I think 50s or something like that. I can't remember exactly. All right, we're going to put inside that my Nacet blade, and we're looking at 157 uses so far. Today is 158. So let's carefully unfold him, and here's the top side, clean. I haven't cleaned the blade or anything. I don't rinse it. I mean, I don't like soak it in alcohol or anything like that. And here's the business side. It's always staying on the bottom. I rinse it in water. I dab it dry very gently. You can see the remnants of the X right there that I've always had on this blade. And we will hold it carefully with fingers and thumb and put it there. Now, lately I've been using the setting of 7 to shave with, and it's been very nice. So let's keep on going with that. It's an older blade, so it needs a more aggressive setting. Normally with younger blades, I'm at about a 3 to have a comfortable, enjoyable, yet still efficient shave. Post shave, I'm going to try a new thing, Mickey Lee Soapworks Panty Dropper. And I believe this is a clone of the Dior Dracar Noir, I think, something like that. And this is aftershave milk. And as you can see, it is very different than a lot of post-shave products. This will be my first time trying that out. This is part of a bulk purchase that I made. A lot of Mickey Lee products in there. I shaved with one luau the other day, and it's a good soap maker. Nice slick lather, so I'm happy to have those. And so there were a few aftershave products as well. So that'll be fun to try out. I've had my Badger soaking for several minutes now. I'm going to pause you while I usual shave bowl. Pause you while I throw some water on my face. I did my homework this time. A lot of times I'll forget to research a base. Since I've shaved with this base before, I looked and I think I'm going to try a 20-second load. Usually my 30 is my default, but this I got just 5 or 6 passes of lather previously on a 30-second load, so I'm going to go with just a 20. Shake most of the water out of my big old Badger brush here. Okay. All right. 15. There we go. So we'll go until 35. Scent already. That citrus is coming up to my nose. Curious to see if 35. You know what, just for grins, let's go to 40. So we'll do a 25-second soak, and we'll see how that works. There we go. Kind of get the excess out. So not very much water left in here. Got absorbed, stayed in the brush. And so this is going to dry out pretty quickly. I like to just set it to the side during my shave, and by the end of the shave, it'll be fine to cap up and put away for me. Some people like to do the 24-hour thing and then cap it up, but I don't feel the need to do that. All right. Dry lather bowl. Let's just kind of start the lather for a little bit. The reason I picked this soap today was because I knew it was a proven performer. Yesterday's soap was not enjoyable. It was one from Captain's Choice, and the base just, I don't know if it was an old base or if it's their current base, but it just never got creamy, and I loaded it total, I think, for about 80 seconds by the end of the shave, trying to get more soap on the brush to keep it from being airy and bubbly and light, you know, dry looking, but it never happened. I even cranked on it for a while to see if I could get those bubbles out. Sometimes that can really help. But nope, it did not work. All right, now we've worked on this a little bit, and I can already tell it's a better quality. It's going to give me a better lather than the Captain's Choice. So we'll stick 1 teaspoon in it. Yeah, there's that citrus. Oh, and a little bit of pepper. I like that. Just a little bit of pepper. Just gives it some depth, some sophistication, a little bit of maturity. The water was pretty well absorbed by the brush pretty easily. I do have a little bit of the early lather developing, but I'm confident we'll be just fine. So because of that lather yesterday, I just wanted something that smelled good. This was in a purchase that I made recently, and so I said, let's use this guy. He's reliable. He smells great. Good base, slippery. So here we are. And then the panty dropper is at least the panty dropper soap that I've used is a nice, pleasant smell. It's not overbearing. Now the aftershaves might be a lot more dominant, but we'll just see. Hopefully the milk won't be. I'm about to go to bed, so I don't really need a whole bunch of scent laying on top of me. Yep, it's coming together. Looks beautiful. Okay, so we did 2 teaspoons, so I'm going to refill. And now this guy looks like he needs more than just a little bit of water, so I went ahead and put in another teaspoon. So I'm really happy during this trip that I didn't bring my Sheraton, because once I got over 80 or 90 uses with this blade, the Sheraton I thought was just the only razor I could use with it and be comfortable, and so I was forced to try a few of my others, and so I tried this Fat Boy since I'm kind of on the road here, and as long as I lift my handle away from my face a little bit to decrease the blade's angle on my skin from my usual angle, it does great. I'm really happy with it. Yesterday it was a little rough, and I believe it was because of the lather, so I'm expecting it to be a little nicer today. I think we're good. Let's feel of it. Oh yeah, see, that's just nice. Slick. I can just feel the ridges in my fingerprints. The slickness stays on the pads of my fingers when I move my thumb past it and come back. So it's possible that it wants some more water. I don't want to make it too thick, so I want to make sure that it joins really nicely with my skin to protect against the blade's edge. Yeah, that looks good. Let's just do that. I can always add more water if I need to. So that is 3.5 teaspoons of water. All right, splash on my face. A little bit less than 24 hours of growth today. All right, blades in. Let's go ahead and lather up. Yeah, this brush feels good. Kind of comparing it lately to the Maggard SHD, super high density. The SHD has softer tips. This has more backbone. But I raised this up and it made it better for me. And it's possible that the SHD knot is going to gel. And that sometimes will give me a weird feeling, like a bunch of sponges working on my face, and some people love it. Some people really look for that. I don't think I'm quite one of those yet, but we'll watch it and see if it happens. But this one may take the lead if it does get all jelly and weird. Yep. All right, what part of the notes can I perceive right now with this first pass on my face? Definitely the citrus is coming through. And I do, of course, some of this is power of suggestion, but I try to minimize that as much as I can. I believe I can smell the little twang of the grapefruit in with the citrus that's there. I don't really know what flint smells like. Pink peppercorn, I can smell just a little bit of edge of the pepper. Geranium is kind of floral. I'm glad it's kind of staying in the background. I don't know what benzoin smells like. The vetiver is nice. It's one of my favorite scents, but it's not super strong in this. And I think the cedar as well is just providing a background note, just to anchor it, that kind of thing. All right, lather looks excellent. And we're at setting number 7, my fat boy. And there we go. Just as always, a light touch. I had a friend who was kind of shaving online with me, not directly, but just we were putting blades through their paces in similar time frames, and so we faced some of the same hurdles. And I kept going with my Nacet, and he stopped with his blade. And you know, Nacet's not the only one that can go a long way. The popular blades like Gillette Silver Blue and Pole Silver, Feather even, can go 100 shaves. You just have to have good technique, and it might have something to do with your face. Some of the marathoners told me that a dense beard growth isn't necessarily a factor. Like there have been some guys with really dense and wiry beards to take them to 100. You know, it's just a technique, but I haven't had that much experience yet. Oh man, what a great scent. Really enjoying this. Now I believe this is a take of an existing scent, Hermes, Terre de Hermes or something like that. All right, rinse was nice, comfy. Throw on another. Yeah, definitely don't have an excess of soap, excess of lather like I have had in past days. So I'm glad I reduced that time, not waste this good soap. Man, yeah, that citrus is nice. I love how it's available during the shave. It's not super strong. It's not obnoxious. But it's there and you get to enjoy it. Cross grain now. So my friend who was shaving kind of a marathon with me, pretty sure he did get to 100 uses on his. It was not a Nacet, it was something else. And he said that he cut himself when he switched back to a newer, younger blade. And so he had kind of modified his technique. He had been either pressing down more than usual with his older blade. And so then when he switched, caught himself, you know, because that's naughty. So I am trying to maintain a light and good and proper technique. And so far it's been no problem switching back and forth between my aged Nacet and younger blades. All right, very comfortable pass. All right. Third pass. Much better in terms of lather economy with this one, so I'm glad I did the 25 seconds. Man, that extra 5 seconds really delivers. I didn't even have to do the scrubbing motion because this is the third pass. I didn't really have to do it too much on the second pass. But I've been evaluating this brush and some of the others that I'm doing it kind of by habit by now. Just a painting motion to spread the lather around is all I need to do on the second and third passes. Nice lather, great scent. I see why when I sampled it, I put it on my list to pick up if I ever spotted it on the used market. Now I'm going to do the bottom of my beard where it kind of touches the skin. This seems to be a very safe stroke. And I do that in preparation for, so I can hold my skin and kind of go in the opposite. This is a cross grain direction with a little bit of against the grain to it to pick up some really, try to pick up some really stubborn hairs. Cheeks get done really well for me for the most part, so just about anything on them is going to do them just fine. Man, a nice smell. Really nice. Face feels great. No irritation. Nothing like that. Happy about that. Happy camper. Now it looks like I should do a touch-up pass, so I'm going to rinse and do that. So the Sheraton's my go-to razor for this old Nacet, but I'm enjoying the Fat Boy. I'm going to crank him up to 9 because I'm going to have to do a touch-up right here, and I may need more aggression. Let's just see what happens. Yeah, plenty of lather because there's some left here. But I have plenty in the brush, so, and this is kind of the margin that I often like to have at the end of a shave, but I may try the 22nd next time. All right, try to get those stubborn hairs right there. Don't want to pull too tight, so just a little bit. And I have to worry about irritation if I go against the grain in most spots. And so I'm paying attention to that. Very light touch here. This is all extra right here because this is my zone where I was. Yeah, that's better. That's better, but let's lay down a little lather right there. Come at it one last time. Just kind of gently. Don't want to bother the area. All right, I'm going to rinse. Well, the Fat Boy is managing the Nacet comfortably, but it's not cutting as nicely as the Sheraton. I think the Sheraton curves the blade more. I'm not exactly sure. Sheraton is an open comb, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's more efficient, but sometimes it can. All right, well, I just kind of dabbed off my face. Time to throw on some aftershave milk from Mickey Lee. So we're going from one cologne dupe to another one. I think they'll probably agree in terms of the scent. Yeah, that's nice. That's pleasant. So let's take a look. See if I can read the ingredients list. Yeah, witch hazel, distilled water, aloe, orange blossom water, sunflower oil. Different. Some of them look pretty. Some jojoba oil, goat's milk, vitamin C, chamomile. Okay, so tons of healthy stuff for your skin. No alcohol. Shake well before use. I think I did that. Yeah, nice scent. The scent is there. I like that. I like that. I wonder if they're still making that. I know it's been a while since this particular bottle was made. All right, I showed you how much soap I had left. That was a 25-second load. And I used, 3.5. I didn't need to add any more water to the lather. 3.5 teaspoons is what I did add. And the shave just everywhere else, it was great. My usual neck spot was a little hard for the fat boy to get the bristles, the fibers cut close to the skin. So we'll go back to the Sheraton tomorrow and see how it does. So I definitely like the panty dropper a little bit less than the Trismegistus. I think it's those underlying notes of the cedar and the vetiver that really making it more mature. The panty dropper is just a little lighter. I think it's more floral if I had to guess. I think they share some citrus notes, and so they are compatible kind of, but it's almost like a younger scent, and just a little different. And I appreciate the soap Trismegistus a little bit better now, but they're both very pleasant. I enjoy them both, so we're good. So that's put another dot for the 158 on the Nacet. How about that? I'm going to try, if the blade lasts long enough, to hit 200 at the end of August. We'll see. All right, I'm going to clean up. Let's see. Yeah, I believe I told you everything. It's a good shave. I like just enjoy using my Fat Boy. That's a favorite vintage of mine. And I think we're good. That Trismeg is just a terrific scent. I'm glad I'm glad I was able to grab that up. All right. Well, this is Sugar Daddy Shaves. I hope there was something here for you. And good night. Take care.